Most people don't lose wealth in a crash, they lose it on a Tuesday. A quiet, ordinary Tuesday in their late 20s. They upgraded the apartment, took the safe job, skipped the investment because the market felt weird. Nothing dramatic, nothing they'd even remember. Until 10 years later, they're staring at a number that doesn't match the life they thought they were building. Here's what the research on long-run wealth outcomes confirms. The gap between people who become financially free and people who spend their lives almost there almost always comes down to about 10 decisions, most of them invisible, nearly all of them made before 35. I'm going to walk you through every single one. Decision 7 is the one that will change how you think about money forever, but we have to earn it. Stay with me. Decision 1. Stop spending every raise. The day you get your first real raise is the most dangerous financial moment of your 20s. Not because you'll do something reckless, but because you'll do something completely reasonable. A nicer place, a better car, a few subscriptions. That's lifestyle inflation, and it's the most efficient way to make income growth completely meaningless. The first decision wealthy people make is to keep living like they don't have money yet, even when they do. A 28-year-old earning $90,000 who lives on 60 and routes the rest into investments isn't sacrificing, they're front-loading. Every dollar that doesn't touch your lifestyle before 35 is worth $2 to $3 of lifestyle after 50. That math compounds quietly until it doesn't. Decision 2, capture every dollar of the employer match. If your employer offers a 401k match and you're not taking the full amount, you are handing back part of your salary every month. It's not a perk. It's deferred compensation. Vanguard's How America Saves Data shows a significant slice of workers under 35 either don't participate or don't contribute enough to capture it fully. Maximize the match on day 1 of eligibility, not eventually, day 1. Delay by 3 years and you don't lose 3 years of contributions. You lose 3 years of compound growth on those contributions. The difference at retirement is often the gap between options and obligation. Decision 3, invest in the skill with real leverage. What skill, if you spent 5 years mastering it, would make you worth 3 times what you earn today? Morgan Housel makes the case in The Psychology of Money that your earning potential is your most valuable financial asset in your 30s. It dwarfs your savings, your portfolio, your side hustle. A 10% salary increase sustained over 30 years is worth hundreds of thousands in lifetime earnings. Yet most people spend more time researching a TV than the career decision that sets their income ceiling for a decade. Decision 3 is treating skill development like a capital investment. Courses, mentors, deliberate practice. The return on becoming genuinely excellent at something with economic leverage will outperform almost every other financial move you make before 35. Decision 4. Have the money conversation before it's too late. Who you build a life with is a financial decision, one of the biggest you will ever make. Not because love should be transactional, but because two people with misaligned relationships with money will slowly drain each other. Money disagreements are one of the top predictors of divorce, and divorce is one of the fastest ways to reverse a decade of wealth building in a single legal process. Decision 4 is having the real conversation before the relationship is too far along. What did they grow up with? Does spending feel like freedom or anxiety? What does financial risk feel like in their body? These aren't unromantic questions. They determine whether your financial lives work together or against each other for 30 years. Decision 5. Buy the house at the right time, not the right feeling. Home ownership is powerful, but buying a house you can barely afford in your late 20s because you feel like you're supposed to, that's not a strategy. That's a feeling dressed up as a plan. Decision 5 is buying conservatively and deliberately or waiting and staying liquid. People who build wealth through real estate either buy early and well within their means in a market with real fundamentals, or they keep capital invested until the right property at the right price appears. The idea that renting is throwing money away ignores the opportunity cost of locking capital into an illiquid asset that often underperforms a diversified portfolio over the same period. Decision 6. Learn the tax architecture before you think you need it. By the time most people realize how much wealth gets quietly taken through taxes, they've already spent a decade doing it the expensive way. The tax code isn't a game the wealthy rig after the fact. It rewards specific decisions made in real time. A freelancer routing income through an S-corp and funding a solo 401k can legally shelter $40,000 or $50,000 a year from federal tax. A W-2 employee who uses an HSA, a backdoor Roth, and a mega backdoor 401k builds wealth in accounts the government can never touch again. These aren't loopholes. They're the architecture. Decision 6 is simply learning it while you still have decades for it to compound. Decision 7, relearn what risk actually means. This is the one I promised you. Most people treat risk as the enemy. The reason not to invest, the reason to stay in the safe job, the reason to keep cash in savings. And what happens is insidious. They spend their entire lives protecting what they have and never build anything beyond it. The wealthy don't have a higher tolerance for risk. They have a different understanding of it. They know that the greatest financial risk isn't losing money. It's spending 30 years avoiding loss, while inflation, lifestyle creep, and a flat savings rate quietly erode everything. Nassim Taleb calls the alternative being fragile, thinking you're safe when you're actually brittle. Real financial safety looks like asymmetric positioning, a controlled amount of capital in high upside bets, most of it in boring compounding vehicles, and a clear understanding of the difference between volatility and permanent loss. This shift from how do I avoid losing to how do I position for long-run gains with managed downside is the decision that separates comfortable from free. Decision 8. Build a second income stream before you need one. Not a side hustle that burns you out, something durable and scalable that isn't chained to your hours. A rental, a dividend portfolio, a content business, equity in something you helped build. It's far easier to start when you have stable income than when you desperately need the money. Decision 9. Let your wealth grow invisibly. There's the version of wealth that lives in the car you drive and the vacation you post, and then there's the version that lives in your net worth. They are almost never the same person. Resisting the social performance of looking rich is one of the most underrated financial decisions you can make. Decision 10, the one that quietly powers everything else, is deciding who you listen to about money. Your parents grew up in a different economy. Your friends are making the same mistakes at the same pace. Your feed is optimized for engagement, not wisdom. Replace casual financial conversation with intentional financial education. One serious book a year, one mentor who has what you want, one honest look at your numbers every month. That's the whole system. None of these 10 decisions are complicated. Not one requires a perfect start, a high income, or anything other than timing and awareness. The willingness to make them before 35 when the compound curve is still on your side. The version of you at 50 is being shaped right now. Not by the dramatic choices, by the quiet ones, the Tuesday ones. You don't have to get all 10 right, but every one you make with intention rather than inertia widens the gap between the life you'll have and the one you were drifting toward. That gap is the whole game. If this changed how you see something, like and subscribe. I make one video like this every week, and they only get sharper.